Yo, what up, what up, what up? What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's day is going well, man. Today is July the 13th, 2 days after your boy's birthday, man. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get into part two. This is part two of why Derrick Jaxn can't save 40 plus year old women. All right. So Derrick Jaxn released a post or a video or whatever, basically just telling women that are 40 plus that you're good, nothing about you needs to change. You are at the top of your game, blah 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 blah. And I don't think that Kevin Samuels is basically saying that he has an issue with that. The biggest issue that he has is he's trying to shame men in the process of uplifting or whatever you want to say those women. That's the issue that he's having. So I'm going to get into a little breakdown on my issue with this guy altogether. All right. I think that again, him and guys like Steve Harvey are telling women that, you know, again, and all this could be true. Like you could be educated, you could have all the money in the world, you could be financially stable, you could have a house, a car, got all these great things, whatever. But I believe that this is honestly a lie telling every single last woman that you have a six-figure guy out there that's 6 feet or above that has all of these great qualities in the world. He's this nice guy that's in tune with his feelings, that's going to treat you right, talk to you right. He's gonna have more than enough time for you. I'm like this, yo. If a guy's making six figures, if he's making a certain amount of money, understand this. Like his time is going to be limited. All right. And I believe that in life, period, like whether it's a man or a woman, you're not going to get everything that you want in a person. All right. So, you might have a guy that makes a certain amount of money, but he may be short. You might have a guy that's tall, but he don't make, enough money to be able to support you. Like, it's going to be like a little give and take. I think in every single last relationship that people get in, it's going to be like a give and take. You're not going to get every single last thing that you want in life. And just because, again, that you have this education, this money, and everything like that, that doesn't increase your sexual market value, especially when it comes to guys or men of value. Because a guy that's making that type of money, he don't care nothing about your money. He can't do anything with it. He don't necessarily care about your education. You know what I mean? As long as you're an intelligent, competent young lady, you can take care of yourself or whatever. You have a sense of awareness, and you're not combative and all these other things. That's what's going to set you apart. Not again, not the amount of money and education that you have, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and add this thing to the scene, and we're gonna let our boy Kevo take over. Hey man, when y'all come in, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button on your way in. All right, let's get into it.
So that's what I want to get to. Amika, I'm going to admit you back in to see if we can hear you.
That thing not
Amika.
plugged up. Hold on, y'all. This my. Hold on.
There is. Okay, Amika, you're still there. I'm going to put you back.
Amika,
Uh,
Amika.
whichever comes first. We got Crimson
Mhm.
Cure, DJ Fish Grease.
Wait. He said Crimson Cure. Let her on, bro. Hey, if you guys don't know who Crimson is like, yo, man, that's the creme de la creme. That's our dog right there, man.
Off the subject. All right, man. A lot of look, dude. Commercial station break. You
Let
don't have to be like me. Wearing a suit every day ain't for everybody.
facts.
But a sweater like this looks incredible on those dudes. Get you a nice white T-shirt and put on some jeans and some cool boots or some sneakers and look amazing.
Yeah.
Then you can flip it up and put on a white shirt and a tie and that. Look grown. Come on, Amika. What you got for me? Crimson Cure, I'll get right back to you.
I
Amika,
can't
what's
wait to
up?
hear from Crimson. I cannot wait. If y'all don't know who the freak Crimson Cure is, go check out her channel. She is phenomenal, man. I've seen her on a few different panels. One of them was Lapeef Let's Talk. And listen, she's phenomenal. She's doing some good work, man.
I'm gonna unmute you,
Great work.
Amika.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay. I can.
She sounds.
Okay. Hi. I'm not over 40. I'm 31. I have 3 kids by one man.
Okay.
But I can speak to the fact that I used to hang on Derrick Jaxn's videos like they were the Bible. Okay. And it was actually my best friend that said, "Hey, you need to heal because you're still dealing with all this childhood trauma and you're going to keep going through the same cycles with men."
Wow. So her friend said that.
Currently, my best friend is a Henry. I never took any of the hints because I'm like, okay, I'm only 5'6". I had got up to like 312 pounds. I have 3 kids by this man. I don't like him. He's not helping me. So when I decided to go to get counseling, not even a therapist, a psychiatrist, to start the healing process, it's like when you're self-aware, Derrick Jaxn is a Band-Aid. You don't need a Band-Aid for your trauma. You actually need to heal. So
I think that's like rubbing dirt.
312.
No. I don't think Derrick Jaxn is a Band-Aid. I think that's like rubbing dirt into your wound. Seriously, he's doing more harm than good. A Band-Aid would actually be helping, but he's not helping young women get to find that guy that they're looking for. He's not doing it.
Now I'm at about 198. That's still high, but it's progress.
Absolutely.
And I
198, 312.
That's good. That's 100. Damn right. That's
but
good.
I'm only standing at 5'6", so technically I'm still obese.
Yeah.
But
you working.
I was gonna say. So now, I recognize that this Henry, because he has been for the last almost 3 years trying to love me and my children, and I wasn't able to accept it because I was so stuck on, well, a man has to accept me for me, and if you don't like me, there's something wrong with you, and God created everybody in his image. But realistically, when I had that conversation in the mirror, it's like, you don't even like what you see. So how do you expect somebody else to accept that? And I have a daughter. I have 2 boys and a girl. So it's like, my daughter's like, "Mommy, you buy me these stockings and you buy me these dresses, but you're always wearing pants. And you comb my hair, but you don't really do anything in your hair." So it was like a light bulb. My best friend actually turned me on to you, Kevin. She was like, "Look at Kevin, because are you a
Who your friend?
Are you a
Who your friend is? Who is your friend? Like, seriously, that's what's, man. These were the women that were calling into his show at the beginning. What the freak? Yo.
What did she say?
Salute to these
FBI
ladies.
CIA. She said, "Are you a changer? Or are you just mediocre? Do you want this for the rest of your life?" So fast forward to now, I'm going to counseling. He actually goes with me. And now he's talking about marriage. We're looking at marriage. And I always said I want to be married. I want to do this and do that. But the underlying thing is you have to heal. Like, Derrick is a Band-Aid. It's a pacifier. And it doesn't address the underlying issue. And I'm only 31, so.
When did you start watching my channel?
Last year, 2019. I don't remember exactly when, but I watched you first. Okay. And then I heard you mention something about Nicole Michelle, and I started following her.
See, and that goes to show you never know who's watching. And so you've already kind of outlined what the appeal of Derrick was. He was a Band-Aid.
Right.
To kind of help you get from here to there. But when you actually wanted to actually make some real progress, you needed to go from that milk to that meat.
Right.
But sounds to me like you dropped from 312 to 198, and your man is talking about marriage and he's actually in counseling.
Salute to this young lady, man. I got to give her a doggone a round of applause, man. Salute to this young lady that understood, man. Salute to her friend. Definitely salute to her friend for putting her on, man. And these are your friends. That was her friend. Somebody that can come to you, be real with you, be honest with you, and say, "Listen, do you want to continue to live life like you're living and getting the same results that you're getting, or do you want to be better? Do you honestly want to be better and get all of those things that you say that you want in life?" Shout out to that young lady, man. I love it. Let's go. Let's
go
go.
to counseling sessions together because he was in the military. He's a wealth management specialist now, but he was in the military, so he has suffered from PTSD. So it's like two broken people can't make a full picture. Like we both have to get that together. But for the most part, he said, like, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. But what are you gonna do about it? And it's like when you're self-aware and you take accountability, it's like, wow, I have been overweight. Bitch to everybody that has tried to help me with something. So until Amika was ready, it was Derrick Jaxn. He was the Bible. His word was God.
I cannot add on to that. I appreciate you calling in, sis. Stay in contact. Stay in contact. Get active in the comment section.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Because listen, this is the thing that's why he says stay active in the comment section, because he already know there's going to be a lot of beta males, a lot of simp guys, a lot of guys that are soft, weak, feminine, all the rest of this other stuff that are going to be down there, and there's going to be a lot of masculine women trying to combat what he's saying. And if you put those women that do have the results down in the comments, hey, listen, it's going to come a time when you have to help fight this battle to stop and push this dog on this message. Because what you're going to do is we're just trying to turn that dog on at 10%. If we can just get 10% of women to start thinking like all the women out there. If you start thinking like this young lady, if you, again, haven't been getting the results, you may be overweight, you may be dealing with a guy that you felt like, or you feel like, you shouldn't be dealing with, whatever. All right? You're going to have to start to improve yourself first. And when you do that, listen, man, sky's the limit.
Clemson Cure.
Yeah, Clemson.
Hey, what's going on?
Hold on, man. Hold on. Listen. Hey, I don't care what you're watching on right now. I don't care if it's a TV, if it's a tablet, if it's a phone. I don't care what it is. Turn up the volume. Man, listen, I don't even know. Again, I haven't seen this at all, but I am a huge fan of Crimson Cure, man. Love listening to this lady talk.
That last sentence, I'm like, well, damn.
Right. Oh. He's a wealth management specialist now.
Okay, I had to start over. I want you guys to listen.
Like two broken people can't make a full picture. Like we both have to get that together. But for the most part, he said, like, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. But what are you gonna do about it? And it's like when you're self-aware and you take accountability, it's like, wow, I can't say that right now. I have been overweight.
You like, damn.
Bitch to everybody that has tried to help me with something. So until Amika was ready, it was Derrick Jaxn. He was the Bible.
I love this
His word was God.
I love this accountability, man. It don't get no better than this.
I cannot add on to that. I appreciate you.
Kevin is speechless right now.
Stay in contact.
Speechless.
Stay in contact. Get active in the comment section.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, damn. Crimson Cure.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Who are you today, Kevin?
That last sentence, I'm like, well, damn.
Right. I'm for Amika. I know she's still listening. Congratulations on your weight loss. I went through a similar weight loss as well. About a year ago, I was standing at close to 300. Ooh. And I'm down to about 195. So I still got a ways to go. But it's big progress.
Wow.
For me, it's just
when
a woman loses weight, because the first thing, we're not supposed to allow ourselves to get to that point anyway. But if you do and you come down, it's awesome. But what I wanted to say, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. What I wanted to say was that.
Get yourself together. Pay attention to how soft she is, all right? Pay attention to how she came in. Pay attention to how she's interacting with a male, a guy, a man, all right? I'm sorry. Man, hey, good. Man, Lord have mercy. Salute, damn it, salute.
To the ladies, I'm 41.
Love her energy.
42 in June. God willing. And having been widowed And then I now find myself in a relationship with a masculine and high value man. And at my age, it's too late to begin the feminine journey. It really is too late for the start of that journey. If you're my age and no man has ever chosen you for a marriage, for a serious commitment and a relationship, you really have to look at you. It's not them. It's not the men. It's not what they won't do, what they will do. And you can't allow your femininity and womanhood to be contingent on what kind of man you think he is or is going to be. That is to be worked on and presented off the rip. Because when you meet a man, you want his masculinity immediately to be apparent to you and to be offered to you. And so that should be reciprocated at all times. When a man meets me, he immediately gets my femininity and my womanhood and all of these things, because that's what I want him to see. That's what I want him to know. And even though I have been in a long marriage, once my husband passed away and I got to a place emotionally and spiritually and mentally where I could deal with another man, that is when that weight loss started, because I liked who I was on the inside, what kind of person I was, but he can't get to that person past your outward appearance. It's not flattering, not beautiful. So I had to work. I found myself having to do the same work that I did when I was young and got chosen then. So that was making sure that I was physically appealing, making sure that when I looked in the mirror, I liked what I saw, so that a man could like what he saw. Because if I don't like it, I know he doesn't like it. And you can't beat men over the head and convince them that they like something that they don't like. I don't really watch Derrick Jaxn's content.
Man, good grief, man. Hold on, man. Let us just process that for a second, man. And notice what she's saying, how she's saying it. Listen, I'm not saying that I beat myself up over it, but I recognize that this is a problem. This is an issue. Back when I got chosen, unfortunately, her husband passed away. But back when my husband chose me, I understood, like, I was putting in the work. She was probably already, had it going on, but she was already putting in the work. And she understood, listen, right now I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm overweight. And if I want someone to honestly take me serious, I don't honestly like what I see in the mirror. And I want that, man. I think that is some of the most selfish and unselfish-ish. When you can look at yourself and say something about me needs to change. Not only because of, I don't personally like what I see in the mirror, but I know that if I was to get a guy, or I was to get a significant other, a mate, a partner, or whatever, they're not going to honestly like what they see, right? I need to work on me so I feel great about myself. And that's going to reflect. It's always going to be a reflection. Your energy is always going to be a reflection. And people can tell and they can feel that. So if you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, people are going to notice that. All right? Especially somebody that's spending time with you night after night, day after day. And when you guys, again, become one, when y'all are intimate, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but it's a different type of connection. And they can feel that. When you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, they know. We know. This is why it is so important to do the work. Work on yourself, man, so you can feel good about yourself. You can feel good. Your partner is going to feel and receive that energy, and they're going to give it back. That is just how things are.
But I already know what it is. It's feel goodery, and you can't allow
Wait, hold on. Is that
feel goodery to blind you to your own reality.
She get it.
If
I
you
don't.
She get
I
that.
don't watch. I don't watch his content either, but it was sent to me. I got to ask you about something you just said. Because I typed it in the chat room. You said your weight loss. You said that two things. Men should get your femininity immediately. That's number one. But number two, I want to focus on. You said your weight loss started when you. I'm just saying when you start liking yourself.
yeah,
Do you
because
think
I
that? Do you
am.
think more women could actually start doing more work,
Mm.
femininity, weight loss, personal development, self improvement, if they really start liking themselves more? Because that what really got you started. Because that's what I heard. When you said I like myself, then you start doing stuff for you.
Yeah, I liked myself already. I liked who I was as a person, as a woman. Like, I didn't have a problem with that. But I did have a problem with my physical appearance.
Okay.
I had a problem with who I was presenting to the world. So to answer your question, I'm sorry.
So I got it. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So to answer your question, a lot of women don't like themselves. A lot of women pretend to like themselves. That's that false bravado that, I'm good.
And again, this type of energy, some people are good at hiding it, and some people are not. Energy is always a reflection. And people can tell. Let me tell you, I'm one of those people that can honestly tell when you are giving off a certain type of energy. I don't know what it is, man. A lot of people say I'm really, really good when it comes to reading people. Like when it comes to vibes, when it comes to just being aware. I pay close attention to not only what people say, how they move, body language, facial expressions, everything. Your body language is a clear sign. Like I pay close attention to those things. It's a clear sign. It shows you and it tells you a lot about a person and how they feel at any given moment. People can't hide body language. Some people can hide those facial expressions, but when it comes to body language, you know what? I'm
Good
gonna let
girl, and I'm living my best life, girl, and this and that, and it's a false bravado because when the lights are off and no one's around to put an air on for or show on for, when you by yourself, do you like yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like who you are? Are you pleased with the way you interact with other people? Do you like how other people perceive you? And if everybody's perceiving you and they're having a certain experience of you that is not positive, is it them or is it you? And what can you do to correct that? Because if a lot of people are having negative experiences of you, you can't put your fingers in your ears and go la 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 and not
all
hear
your
it.
boyfriends,
You actually have
all
to
your
take
girlfriends.
in that information, and it's hurtful if people, really find you to be an offensive kind of person. It may be hurtful, but you must allow yourself to hear the truth, hear other people's experiences of you, and match that with what you think of yourself. You can't just say, well, people should like me for who I am. What if you're not likable?
Hold on, y'all.
Right. See, and I'll tell you this: when you started to improve your personal image, when you actually you started doing the work, then you start seeing the change in your life. And see, I like that message. I already liked myself, but I didn't like what I was presenting to the world. But then when I started liking what I was presenting to the world, I started getting better outcomes.
Absolutely.
That's image.
Absolutely. Just think about it, guys. This is what I be talking about, right? When you step out the house, and you look good, you smell good, you know what I mean? Again, you're gonna give off a different type of energy versus when you just walk outside, your hair is all over the place, you walking on the back of your house shoes, you got on pajamas, you don't care about yourself, you got on dirty clothes or whatever. Uh, Listen, most people are gonna give off that type of energy because that's how they feel at that moment. But when you done took a shower, let's just say for instance, you get up, you done got a little workout in, you done took a shower, your clothes are clean, they fresh, you look nice, you feel nice, you smell nice. I'm telling you, man, people are going to feel that. When you walk around and you're bumping into people or whatever, you're gonna give a different type of energy. People feel that energy. That's why I continue to tell y'all it's a reflection. Energy is always going to be reflected, or in most cases, going to be reflected.
That's all it is. I do that with men I do it from a clothing standpoint and a fragrance, and then we get to the behavior and the communication. But it really doesn't matter.
What I just said.
You can go that way. You can do it in the gym. But anytime you start to do personal development and self-improvement, you get the outcomes.
Yeah.
Because you like it first.
Yeah. You feel
good. Agree with that? Was that kind of what you were saying?
I think that last week, my phone did something silly. That last part you were asking me.
Did you hear what I said? You said your phone.
All of them to your actual question.
Well, I just said basically, anytime you start doing self-improvement or personal development, you start getting better outcomes because you like it first.
Mm-hmm.
You like it first, and then by you liking it first, it's easier for people to like it in you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's a reflection.
I find that to be
That's
true.
energy.
I find that to be true. You have to be pleased with it, and not a fake pleased. It has to be something that is real, that's genuine.
Mm-hmm.
People sense sincerity.
Absolutely.
They know when you're being.
Freaking absolutely. When you are sincere about something, people feel that. All right? People, especially like me, I can tell when somebody's being sincere or not. All right? Nah, I'm not. Ain't crazy. Wait. Oh, my bad.
And when what you're presenting to them is something that's within you and not something, just a front that you're putting on, maybe to impress them or maybe to lure them into something.
Right.
Men know that, and I think women kind of lose themselves into thinking that men are blind just because men don't communicate it all the time. But this is why you can't get a text back. This is why you get ghosted. This is why, you went out a couple of times and then he doesn't really want to communicate or talk to you anymore. Because men have intuition. They know when people are being fake because they have to know that. Men have to know that in order to operate in the world and do the things that they do as men. So they know when you're not being a genuine woman. And when you're just trying to impress them, or they feel lured, like you're trying to trick them or manipulate them.
Oh shit! Hold on. Leveling up, getting the bag, femininity, all that shit is a lure to men. And men who are already tired of getting fucked over are keenly aware when they're being lured or duped or tricked. That enough was the price. That was worth.
They know when people are being fake because they have to know that. Men have to know that in order to operate in the world and do the things that they do as men. So they know when you're not being a genuine woman. And when you're just trying to impress them, or they feel lured, like you're trying to trick them or manipulate them.
Oh shit! Hold on. Leveling up, getting the bag, femininity, all that shit is a lure to men. And men who are already tired of getting fucked over are keenly aware when they're being lured or duped or tricked. That enough was the price. That was worth the price of admission right there, Kevin.
No problem. So I'm not gonna take up your line, Kevin, because I will be long-winded.
We may have a part 2 or follow-up to this because I think it's important that women hear women talk. I really do. I appreciate you calling in though. Because that was dope. Thank you.
Yo, I wonder, was that the first time that Crimson Cure and Kevin Samuels actually collabed or spoken to each other? I'm telling you right now, man. That older, I don't want to call her old. She is a little bit older. She on point with it when it comes to information. Y'all know that I say this a lot. I believe that oftentimes, a lot of I don't want to say like the last generation, because like the grandmas and stuff, I believe that some of the grandmas actually really give really, really good information. But those ones that are like right after that, a lot of those women are out here right now giving a lot of bad and false information to these younger ladies. Honestly, some of the worst freaking information in the dang on world, man. And that's why we got the blind following the blind. But
okay.
So, ladies, here's the thing.
No.
See, I realize that the way I present may be a little tough to hear at times. it's nowhere as tough as a lot of folks. But what you're hearing at the end of the day is when you start to really like it, not just see, it's easy to talk about I'm a bad bitch. I'm living my best life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the shit and all this other kind of stuff. But men, we can see through that.
Absolutely.
Our spidey sense goes off.
Yep.
And when you see through
when
that happens,
good.
when that happens, no. We don't like that. We don't like that.
Mm-hmm. That
but
bad
when you really start liking
come
yourself,
on,
you start getting a better outcome from yourself and then from men in general.
Absolutely. When you start taking care of yourself, and that's what it's all about. Like the greatest gift you can give to any guy and to yourself is take care of your mother flipping self. And it's sad that a lot of guys X out a lot of women because they can't do something as simple as that. Listen, if you honestly want to do anything for me, what you can do for me is take care of yourself. Make sure that we're not out here faking the phone. All right? Make sure that we're not, covering up or putting a band-aid on this mess. All right? You're really working on your femininity. You're not out here putting a buttload of makeup on and all of that. Man, listen, we don't need all of that mess. All right? Out here trying to finesse and trick guys into showing them something when you're really not that. You're actively out here every day trying to take care and better yourself. That's the greatest gift you can give to yourself. And I promise you, mofos will be knocking down your mother-loving door. The higher you are on that femininity chart, man, listen.
Talking about the same thing.
I should be charged for that. No, I'm joking.
That was dope.
That was dope.
Where are we at? So my question is to the ladies while we get more people in the chat room. What's holding you back from actually starting to do the work?
That's it.
What's holding you back
from
going to get your own counseling? What's holding you back from actually getting in the gym and working with a personal trainer to start liking who you see when you get out of the shower?
Baby steps,
when I used to teach spin class, I said, you don't have to pedal as hard as I do.
I don't want anybody to ever get discouraged. You know what I mean? Don't be looking for that half-baked idea of, I'm gonna do this for 2 weeks or what. No, man, you should be thinking long term. This is a marathon, man, not a freaking sprint. This is something that you want to be able to maintain over time. Yeah, you may have to. Again, I'm a full believer when it comes to crawl before you walk, and then you're going to have to really put in that doggone work, and then you're going to do something that's going to be sustainable over time. All right. So you are gradually getting better over time, and once you get to a certain point, then you're going to switch it up a little bit. Something that you'll be able to honestly like maintain over a lifetime. All right? But do not get discouraged and be like these chicks out here getting these BBLs, these tummy tugs. Don't be, please, man. We have seen, some of the unfortunate things that can happen when you take that road. And I'm not trying to put anybody down or anything like that, man, but I just want everybody to honestly be aware. When you take care of yourself, like honestly take care of yourself each and every day, and you realize the real benefits behind that, not just for the other people, but for yourself, I'm telling you, man, that energy is going to start to reflect. You'll start to look good over time, and you'll start to feel better about yourself. Every single night that I laid down, I know that I gave my doggone all today. That's what it's all about, man.
Remember,
that
you got to see you naked getting out of the shower, and that will get people to crank up the tension on the bike. Mm-hmm. What's holding you back from doing just the work?
Do you like what you see? That's what it's all about, man.
Make you feel better. AM, what's going on?
What's going on, Kim?
What's good, man? What you got for us?
What's going on, Kim?
Yeah, I wanted to add to
the angry man is on here too. Yo, that's crazy. All right.
I didn't hear every question, every comment that everybody mentioned. I kind of jumped in when Obsidian was talking to you.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody mentioned this or not, but when it comes to a relationship, one of the things I notice about Derrick Jaxn when he's talking about men and talking about women.
Mm-hmm.
When he talks about men in a disparaging way, he's always talking about how women are winning over men financially.
Yes. Yes. I mentioned that in the beginning of it. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is really, really disparaging. And for someone who has been in a relationship for the vast majority of my adult life, I can say right now that if any of the women who are watching are going into the relationship, especially if it's a long-term relationship, marriage or whatever, if you're going into that relationship with this concept that your money is just your money and his money is his money, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Even if you operate under the system where you both have separate bank accounts, you still have to meet in the middle with the money, because your accomplishments are each other's accomplishments. So it's kind of like what Dave Ramsey said in the in his book, The Total Money Makeover. He said if he had to do a consultation with a couple that were married that wanted to keep their money separate, you know, he'd say to them, well, you know what, that's fine if that works for you, but I can't really give you a consultation because it's not going to work.
Damn.
Because you have to be on the same page. So that shouldn't even come up. In a relationship. That shouldn't even come up, because even if you as a woman, you have a job that's a executive job in corporate America, and your husband is a blue collar worker, a plumber or something like that, and he makes less than you, you can't view it like he makes less than you. You have to view it like you both, if he makes 50,000 and you make 100,000, you have to view it like we make 150,000.
I did a show last week where I asked women, what are you willing to give up to get what you want? And money is like detectives say, follow the money. Money tends to tell the truth. I almost titled that part of this show that way. But you mentioned something that where you cannot look at it as his or hers. You have to look at it as ours.
Yep.
What do you think the challenge is for most women looking at things that way?
Well, it's a lot. It begins with the way our society is structured. Our society, unfortunately, because of feminism, constantly puts women in a position where they feel like they're less than. They feel like they don't measure up in a man's world. So whenever they have an opportunity to feel like they're accomplishing more than, a man, they're going to take that opportunity to point it out and beat their chest. But they got to realize when they're doing that in a relationship, they're emasculating the man, which is always going to lead to problems. And by the way, to the young lady that had was on before Kendra, I really want to commend her for actually going to therapy. Like I've said that numerous times, and I've always pushed for Black people to actually get therapy. She actually did something that I saw you were at a loss for words, Kevin. I was at a loss for words when she said it, because you don't usually hear Black women talk like that. But yeah, you can't allow your ego as a woman to constantly come into place. It's just like when you have a job. If a Black woman has a job in corporate America, she knows how to check her ego at her job.
Absolutely.
So if she knows how to check her ego at her job, she should know how to check her ego at home as well. It's the same thing. It's cooperation. It's some sort of relationship. It's some sort of give and take, and you want it to be successful. You want your career to be successful, so you do what you need to do to make it successful. It's the same thing with a relationship.
And so this is the issue that I have, right? This is the issue, and I was actually having this conversation with a young lady, I'm going to say maybe about 2 months. 2 months ago, I was having a conversation with a young lady. I want to say this is at my other part-time job. And I was like, I find it strange, right? You've been at this job for, what was it? It was somewhere between 5 and 7 years. And your manager is a guy from a different race. Every time he says something, for some reason, you will always check that doggone attitude at the door and respect it, right? When it comes to your boyfriend, a guy that you are giving your time, your attention, and everything to. When you come in the mornings, we hear it all the time. How much what I'm saying? You just sitting there disrespecting the guy. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I believe that the guy is a little bit on the softer side or whatever, so he allows her to do certain things. But I was just like, why is that? You got a guy that's not one of those, aggressive, sitting there yelling at you and doing all these other things. Just probably looking for a young lady to be cooperative with him. But you sit there and you yell and you scream and you disrespect that guy. But then again, you got your boss at your job. You know what I'm saying? That you give the most respect to. I don't know. I just don't understand it. I don't understand that at all. You can check your attitude when you come into work, but you can't check it at home. What sense does that make? And you've been doing that for 7 years. 7 years. And some do it for longer than that. Your whole entire career. You got a boss that you always check your attitude for, but you don't do it for your boyfriend or whoever. That's so weird to me, man. She's speechless. You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, we're not about to do that, fam. We're not about to do that.
That femininity piece, I wouldn't have came at it that way.
I'm gonna say this. I had to check her. You know what I'm saying? And the guy, honestly, I wanted to give him my car so freaking bad, man. Seriously, dog, because it's unfortunate and it's sad that you got guys out there again that's not aggressive, that's not, what I'm saying, taking charge or whatever, and that's just not simply just standing up for themselves. It's like, listen, I'm not disrespecting you, so don't disrespect me. I'm not yelling at you, so don't yell at me.
Femininity makes women feel like they're in competition with men or feel like they're less than men. So when a woman gets a win or a feather in her cap, she feels the need to actually raise her hand and say, I'm actually doing better than femininity has told me I should be doing. And then she is actually in conflict or emasculating her man. I wouldn't have thought of it that way. But that makes sense because it keeps you in continual conflict versus building and actually this building we talk about. Right. Partnerships and all that if that happens where they always got to raise their hand, that makes sense.
Well, that's like if me and you were in a partnership, we have a business together, Kevin, and you feel like you did a little bit more than me. So instead of us feeling like both of our efforts are going towards one common goal, which means we shouldn't be keeping tabs on keeping score, you know? So that's going to cause a conflict between me and you, and that's going to hurt our business overall. A lot of people, they don't look at relationships in the same terms that they look at as a business. Of course, you have the intimate aspect of it.
Right.
If you want it to function properly, you got to look at it from an analytical standpoint. And, there's just a lot of, I noticed that with black women especially, there's a lot of competition over, well, I did this and I did that. And then, that has to stop because as long as that's going on, they're never going to have functioning relationships. That's why they like Derrick Jaxn so much, because he gives them props on that.
Okay, so I got to ask the question. Men are logical and women are emotional. And women need to start looking at things more analytically or logically. Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do they start doing that first and then they'll get their men or get men to like them? Or do they get up under men who are like that? which one needs to happen first? Because that happens all the time. Women say,
"That ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna get men like that."
Well, in my personal opinion, I try not to say this because I don't want guys to feel that they're less than but a lot of times women have to get a guy that's winning. They have to get a guy that's doing more than them, even if it's just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. There you go, man. I appreciate you calling in, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing,
man. Understand, man. If you're one of those people
and that's a good point, ladies.
Tick for tack.
In this kind of monkey brain.
If you're one of those people that do tick for tack, a guy that's winning is not gonna stick around long term because again, a guy that is winning in certain areas of his life, those guys that are winners, they're winning for a reason. They're winning in life for a reason. And understand that those type of men tend to attract a lot of different type of women. And if he has a young lady that is thinking or moving that way, then just understand, man, it's a lot of freaking competition out there. So you got to be careful about how you are moving. All right.
This kind of dovetails into the broadcast I talked about older men, younger women. There needs to be, in my opinion, there needs to be a disparity between the man and the woman, because in order for women to
respect,
get more logical, they got to have a man that they respect.
Absolutely.
Or are willing to at least sit and listen to. Because at the end of the day, when these things are both working,
mm-hmm.
This is how money is built and wealth is built. This is why I'm not anti-marriage. I'm anti-dumb decision. It's like the women that you've heard calling, the women you've heard. I don't think any man, I don't care how much you may dislike this current system. I think any man could listen to these women and say, you know what?
I'm good.
I could work with some of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The women that have came on the panel.
Come up. How fine you are.
No.
Yeah, people have talked about the height, weight, dress size, but it's been in addition to.
Yeah.
Not at the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just go out and say this, ladies. What if you actually started doing the things that men actually say they want, become more cooperative, more truly feminine, start liking men, start feeling like you're gonna get screwed over? I think you would actually find men who are far more willing to accept your situation, your height, your weight, your children's status. Because I would tell you, I had it all when I was married. The woman I married was my shit. I mean, she checked off all my boxes. Sex and all that was great, but I'm gonna tell you, when it was horrible. And I take full responsibility for how that thing failed. But I would tell you, anybody would tell you that after that, I said, I just want somebody that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice and cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
That was it on my bucket list. And I'm a guy who can pretty much, I've always been able to date who I want to, but that was what went to the first. But you know what should have went to the first with
that mindset.
As a woman? Character mindset. And a man's ability to be structured, disciplined, and consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So when I talk about the men and our issues, but ladies, ask yourself, who's helping you get what you want out of life more? Is it the Derrick Jaxn kind of thing of the world, or is it this? So I'm gonna let it go for a few more minutes to see if we have any additional people calling in, because I think this is a good broadcast. See,
absolutely.
I honestly believe that we can have conversations about sensitive subjects and contentious topics in a constructive way.
He got some great people on the panel, though.
What I'm noticing more than anything these days,
great people,
is there is a desire. There's a desire that women are starting to have for solutions,
better outcomes. Absolutely, I was about to say that. Yep.
I can even look at my analytics, the amount of women coming into these spaces and listening and watching.
Mm-hmm. So
if you're looking for solutions, just like anything else, getting the information, got to act on it.
Absolutely.
Got to act on it. You're going to get trolls in here. You're going to get trolls in here, and that's the good thing. Unfortunately, I was murdered by... What are y'all talking about, man? Man, get up out of here. All right. You're still in the breakout room, and that's a good point, ladies. You're on mute. City, you were still in the breakout room. Do you have anything else you want to add? Broadcast, I talked about older men, younger women. Okay, he's on mute.
Who was that?
Get on your jobs, man. Right. I can't stand that. Look, man, I don't have a problem with anybody making money.
Yeah.
Look here, man.
You got a problem with the guy.
Make your money.
But the message.
But I do have a problem when you start crossing. So when you start coming at men, that was the tipping point. I didn't go looking for this.
The message.
But
It's a lie.
Video that kind of lined up with the video he made.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how do you say that? And honestly, I believe, here's the thing. Let me tie it back to my life. You know what I started to notice when I went from Baptist church to Church of God in Christ? My life became more structured. And the marriages in those churches and relationships lasted. When we went to prosperity churches and things like that, I saw, and went from as somebody who ran singles ministry,
Lord.
marriages started to fall apart because the women were out for themselves, the men started corresponding, and it's like, no. And everybody's worried about who's screwing over who, this advantage over that advantage. You know, maybe we have more technology, maybe we have more access to information, but how about we actually look back at our previous generations of the wisdom of knowing less and doing better?
No, they're gonna take all the bad
I don't
things.
believe human beings have survived on the planet for this long without knowing how to do stuff. It's just, I think in the last 50 plus years, we thought we could come up with a better way because we're more technologically advanced.
Right.
Human beings are what we've always been. Evolution is a slow process.
Facts.
You don't change human nature just with technology.
Nope.
He's doing men and women. Yes, there you go. You don't change it with technology. Yep, and I would say this that
I heard something about somebody selling hopes and dreams.
The people in the middle, the people right there in the mushy middle, you're gonna have extremes on both ends, but people right there in the middle is where all this really lands home. People are looking for answers. Most folks want a relationship. However you define it, they want a one-to-one, emotionally significant, romantic, profound relationship, somebody that they can share life with. Who did I hear say this best? When you're married, you have someone to help chronicle your life. Help chronicle your life. And that's amazing, because when you die, you got to have somebody there. Yeah, this person was a good person. They did this. Caller, what's going on?
I'm thinking about actually living.
Hi, I had a question for you.
Go
ahead.
There we go. Caller.
I was wondering, do you have any advice for women who have really deep man voices like me?
What?
For women who have deep man voices?
Yeah, I'm a female. I mean, I know I probably sound like a guy. But,
Man, listen.
I was wondering if you had any advice for people like me who have really deep, more premium sounding voices for dating.
It's a mindset, man.
Well, honestly, there are voice exercises you can do. There's some very good tips right here on YouTube. The deeper voices are caused by combination of things, but just like a singer trains their voice, you can train your voice. Use different parts of your voice box to speak from. Speaking from your chest versus your abdomen. Slowing down. Intentionally increasing the pitch, because if you had to speak higher pitch, you could.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's in there.
Like if you had to, you could actually speak in a higher pitch. They're voice coaches. If it's really causing you an issue, there are things you could do individually, and there are also things you could do personally with coaches. But that's a different show. But I hope that helped.
Okay, thank you.
Huh?
Wow.
And there's always a fix. Whether it's a troll or not, trust me, guys, understand something.
Stay focused.
God good at this. You're gonna get trolls, man.
Yeah.
Trolls can be a part of the show. But that was actually a good question, because there are guys that have higher pitched voices that cause them issues when dealing with men and dealing with women.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the reverse happens. And how do I know that information? Interpersonal communications coaching.
What?
Voice communications coaching. How you actually speak to someone. See, guys with deeper voices command more respect, because that's how human beings are evolved. Women who speak with a higher pitched voice actually elicit a more masculine response from men, because they're more feminine. But at the end of the day, I think this was a good show.
Yeah, this was a wonderful freaking show, man. It had a lot of heavy hitters on it.
I think we had.
I got to clip this stuff up.
Is this who I think it is?
Now,
if you call in the show and you're acting silly, I'm gonna boot you. So,
who is it?
Jalen, you're acting. Ladies, thank you for calling in. I appreciate the callers who called in. I appreciate the ladies who called in. Um, because honestly, just listening to a content creator, even someone who's an image consultant, has this. The other day, I got to give you my opinion about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get anywhere by ourselves. We didn't get here by ourselves. We can get out. We didn't get here overnight. We didn't get here just last night. We're not going to get out overnight. It's going to take work. Individual working with each other. And on that note, I'll be announcing some things going forward. You know, maybe I'm not working individually with women at a certain level, but definitely in groups. And I actually am going to be looking for other women to help work with women in certain regards. See, I'm a big believer in one-on-one coaching and development, one-on-one counseling, but group work is also a great add-on because it helps you to know you ain't crazy, that you're not the only one out here, that it's not just you. And that's what people want to ultimately feel like they're not alone in this struggle. And ladies, if you like watching Derrick Jaxn, he makes you feel good. I got no problem with that. Just like I don't have any particular problem with prosperity preaching, anything like that. But it is just that. It is feel good. If you're actually looking to actually improve in the real world, it doesn't always feel good. Working out, you're going to when you get up off the couch and go work out, you're going to be sore.
But you'll feel good afterward. You'll feel better.
You sit there and do them sit-ups or them planks, your abs are going to hurt. But you're going to also be in the bed saying, damn, I did something. You're going to have a smile on your face and you're going to sleep the sleep of the accomplished.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I want you to have the outcome that you desire. But I also want you to have it because you earned it.
Mm-hmm.
Putting in the work. Human beings love to accomplish things and knock down challenges.
Yes, sir.
Just because you're over 40, life ain't over. My mother got married at 52, 51, to the most unlikely the woman that raised me, but she woke up. And I tell you right now, my mother, a lot of y'all that I see, these women, my mother would tear these women out the frame. My mom was hardcore. My mom was hardcore, and we lived in an apartment house, rental house, this, that. You know, I had light bills in my name at 12. Mama got a nice home now. Nice cars, travels. The life my mom has now as a married woman who actually allowed her husband in his role, she's in her role. She actually admits, like, I could have had this years ago. I was just acting up. When we had that when I was growing up. So that's what I mean. It could be fixed.
Emotional damage.
All right, let me see what's going on. Make sure we don't have any super chats, any questions out here. There's always hope. There's always hope. Appreciate everybody that joined into the show. Let's go. Well, we got all the questions. All right, people. Till next time. Talk at you later. Black Future Month. This is Black Future Month. I'm only going to do Black Future, Black History stuff this week. And after that, we're back to regularly scheduled programming. Till the next time, talking to you later. Godfather, out.
I ain't gonna cap. I was honestly waiting to hear that. I wanted to hear that Kevin Samuels music, man. Anyway, before we get up out of here, guys. So what the? Remove. All right. Yeah, before we get out of here, I'm going to give y'all my last spiel before I get up out of here. So again, the stream was about, Kevin Samuels just chiming in. Hot damn. And just like that, my camera dies. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Anyway, so so let me go ahead and just get my last spiel real quick, guys. So again, this live stream was about Kevin Samuels talking about Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn basically just filling a lot of women's heads with this nonsense while basically putting down men in the process. All right, listen, if you want to uplift women, all good. But don't fill their heads with these false narratives, all right? And if you are familiar with Derrick Jaxn's content, Steve Harvey's content, like those type of guys' content. What their content does is it keeps women single. It makes sure that they're going to buy that next book, that next T-shirt, go out and see that next movie, or whatever the case may be. They want to keep you single because when you're single, you spend a lot more money. All right. When you're single, you know what? I don't want to. I want to technically get too much into that, but yeah, why Derrick Jaxn can't save 40-plus-year-old women. All right. He did a live post and was basically just big up in women and basically kind of like looking down on men that were like 40 years or older. Or even some of the younger guys. Like that's where they get off. That's where they get off by basically telling women that you the ish, men ain't hitting no 2 cent. All right, now pass that doggone collection, pass that collection plate around, man. Let's go ahead and make and get this money. Again, man, I have no issue, no problem with people uplifting and giving women or men their flowers. I have no issue with that. But don't be out here spilling lies. Don't be out here painting a false narrative and continue to give women bad information. And I think that the goal has always been to help people get the results that they want in life. Right? I mean, as a coach, as a trainer, as a teacher, as a friend, as a family member, brother, sister, whatever. The goal is to help people to continue to level up and get whatever results is that they want in life. All right. So, hey, you wanna lose weight? Don't be putting a band-aid on and say, "No, you look good." Just no. If you want to lose weight, you want to get in shape. Tell them like, listen, it's not gonna be easy. It's going to take some hard work, dedication, consistency. You have to get out there and listen. You don't have to run a marathon your first day. It's a crawl before you walk type of thing. Let's just walk. Let's start off by walking. And then we'll take it up to maybe a fast paced walk. And we can jog. And we can run. And we can sprint. And we can start doing like time miles. And, start getting better from there. Taking those baby steps, those necessary steps to get to wherever it is that we want. Again, a lot of people are saying that Derrick Jaxn was a band-aid. I don't believe that. I believe that Derrick Jaxn, well, his content, I'm not going to say him, but his content is more like dirt. It's like rubbing dirt in the wound and expecting that thing to heal properly. It's keeping a lot of women single. That's not the goal, man. All right. And again, conversations like this, y'all go back and listen to almost everybody that chimed in, especially Crimson Cure. All right. She actually has a YouTube channel, man. Again, I seen her on the Lapeef Let's Talk Network, man. Always has really, really great information for young women that are trying to work on their femininity, trying to learn how to be cooperative with a guy that they choose, that they pick, or whatever. Go check her content out. Anyway, I got to get out of here. I got to head to class. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. And I'll catch you guys in the next. Y'all make sure y'all hit a like on the way out, man. All right? Peace.